What is up, everybody? Welcome to Crunch Time. Get the music, got me hyped. You know the drill. It's Crunch Time. It's two of the sharpest minds in the biz. You got the dancing fool over there. It's TJ Zwarich. He is the greatest DFS player in all of Saskatoon, Canada. Don't worry about what Dean says. One of the greatest. I know you are the best. What up, TJ?
Well, you're better than Dean, Raw. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ready to break down the baseball slate with a couple of my friends on this early morning here, where it's not early, it's 10:15 where I am, but on this morning slate where I am.
Okay, that's kind of early, you know. That's kind of early. Not where Derek Carty is. It's basically lunchtime over on the East Coast, chilling in Jersey. What up, Carty? How are you?
Doing well. Saw you last night. Get to see you again this morning. So yeah, we're doing well. Baseball season is in full swing.
Yeah, we're used to going to bed together and waking up and seeing. Wait a second. Anyways, what's up, man? It's good to have you on the show, as always. Of course, let's talk about this slate. There are some minor weather issues. I think there's a low chance of a delay in any of those East Coast games, but realistically, you just play them. You do whatever you want with any of them. You play pitchers, you play hitters. There's not enough of a risk for a delay, and there's certainly no postponement risk. So just play them. Pitchers, hitters, whatever you want to do in all of those games, go for it. I should also note that some of those games have some pretty nice hitting weather. In Philly, it's in the 70s. Winds are blowing out to right center at 15. In Baltimore, similar story, mid-70s, winds blowing out to center at 15. And then you've got other games like Minnesota, which is on the slate, correct? The late game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's 40 degrees. So you take your pick for hitters here. Mid-70s and winds blowing out, or 40. I don't think you have to be a meteorologist to know which is the better hitting weather. Just something to consider here as you build your lineups. And I think maybe, as it turns out, the better pitchers are in the cold weather anyways. Carty, can you kind of give me some backup on that?
Yep. Yeah, that's the game where I like, the two best pitchers are in. So, and it's not exactly a coincidence either. So it works out.
Yep. Okay. Well, then that sounds good. Let's start things with TJ. Why don't you give us a rundown on what you're doing? We like to start talking about pitchers. Then we'll talk about stacks. Then we'll go around the horn. Then we'll answer your questions and we'll bounce. It is a smaller slate. I don't expect we're going to be here till lock, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes with questions. TJ, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, it is a smaller slate, and unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm playing 20 lineups today, and I did just hit the lock button on those two pitchers in the later games. I'm not messing around with anybody else today. I don't really like any of the other options. If I were to take a shot on any of the other options, it would probably be Taijuan Walker. Maybe Tanner Houck if I was feeling crazy. But for the most part for me today, and not for the most part, 100% for me today, I just hit the lock button on Hunter Brown and Joe Ryan, the two pitchers in the later game. It's super cold weather, and these guys are the two best pitchers on the slate anyways. So I'm not messing around. I'm just playing with the two of them. It's baseball. Anything can happen. If you want to do something different in a large field tournament, absolutely. But I'm sure Carty's going to say in cash as well. Like it's a clear route with who to go with these guys.
Okay, Carty, I'm going to bring you in.
Charlie Morton, and in that case, he's wrong. Don't do it.
Okay, well, so King of Smack in the chat says Charlie Morton's going to get rocked by Boston lefties. Thank me later. I can't believe he's still playing. Is he 42? I need to Google this, but
63.
Yeah. Every year that we bring up his name, I'm shocked that he's still playing and pitching and starting. And here we are yet again, still doing it. Carty, what are you doing at pitcher?
It's Joe Ryan and Hunter Brown. Obviously, in tournaments, I don't think you have to lock them. I mean, you certainly can. But the rest of the options are not as appealing, of course. Charlie Morton would be my favorite of them, although I do really like Boston bats too today. You can throw in some Morton or some Houck or some Walker if you want. Senzatella, I don't think I would play anywhere.
That was it. I was drinking water like you were going to talk for a long time, but there's not.
Pretty straightforward today.
Yeah.
Pretty cut and dry.
Well, then let's switch it. If everybody's playing the same pitchers, how can we win money? Because we can't all play the same lineups. Otherwise, nobody's winning. So what are we doing with some of the stacks, Carty?
So I think the most popular stack is going to be Philly because Senzatella is clearly the worst on the slate, and Philly is a good offense. They are expensive though, especially if you're going the double ace route. Those lineups are not going to be as attainable. Boston, Baltimore, and Colorado kind of project in a tier below them in terms of ownership and projection. I really like the Boston and the Orioles stuff today. They would be the teams I think I'd have the most interest in. It's this Baltimore park that moved the fences back now, so it's not going to play as extreme home run suppressing as it used to. The weather there's good. It's the hottest of the day. It's like 18-mile-per-hour winds blowing out to center when I looked earlier today. Extreme hitters umpire, 2 good offenses. So I really like Boston and Baltimore a lot. But it is the kind of slate where, I mean, it's 3 games. You can stack against Hunter Brown or Joe Ryan if you want to. Probably not in a lineup you're playing them, but you can do that. That is very reasonable today, I think.
Okay. Anything else you want to add or no? That's it. That's all. Man,
That's it.
This is a quickie. All right, TJ, what are you doing here, bat stack wise?
I got a way we can spend some time, and the chat can spend some time smashing the like button if they're watching us on YouTube. And I do understand that it's a difficult thing to do sometimes because not everybody's watching on their computer. They can't just take their mouse, slide it over, and hit the like button. They got to pull up. They're watching YouTube on their phone. So as you can see here, we are right at the top, Roth. We're right at the top. All you got to do is give us a click. But how could I possibly hit the like button? The chat's covering it.
Oh,
I got to hit the little X in the corner. It opens up the like button. I can give it a little click. So smash the like button. For Spidey Bombs, the Spidey Bombs have been hot this year. Not only are we hitting home runs, we are hitting home runs at very long odds. So we'll do the first one at 50 likes. We'll do the second one at 75 likes. See where we go from there. We're already close to 50. Smash the like button for some Spidey Bombs today. I see us creeping over 50 right now. And so the very first one that we're rolling with is Cedric Mullins leading off today for Baltimore. I can't see it on Scores and Odds, but rumor has it on DraftKings today. Cedric Mullins is plus 900 to hit a home run. So 600 and above. I like him today. Get yourself some Cedric Mullins. Second Spidey Bomb at 75 likes. In terms of stacks today, my priority actually is going to be for tournaments that Baltimore team, the Orioles, because even though Tanner Houck is a good pitcher, he really struggles against lefties. They got some really good lefties in that lineup, even without Gunnar Henderson, who's apparently going to be back tomorrow. They're going relatively, I feel like, the lowest owned for the highest upside on this slate. And so I'm getting to an absolute ton of Baltimore, mixing and matching. After that, just like an equal amount of Colorado stacks, Boston stacks, and Philly stacks. Colorado's the one I like the least, but they are the cheapest. Boston, Philly, and Baltimore, I think you can basically put all 3 of them in the same tier. And then Minnesota and Houston, because I'm locking Joe Ryan and Hunter Brown, I'm not playing any of those offenses, but it's a 3-game slate in baseball. I agree with Cardi. You absolutely can play them. And honestly, even if you were playing Ryan or Brown, you can still play some Houston or Minnesota tonight. It's a 3-game slate. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. I want you to know that when you said tomorrow, it just made me so happy to be on this show. Just hearing that. It just makes me so happy every time I hear you say that. I love it. Also, shout out to Steve, who says, hey, can we get a like button? Steve in the chat, he says, can we get a like button on the RG video page? That's usually where I watch, but he comes over to YouTube just to smash the like button for us. That is what we love. Thank you, Steve. We appreciate that. Okay, let's go around the horn, position by position. TJ, you can start us off with some catcher talk.
So one guy that I really like if I'm saving salary today is Hunter Goodman. He's super duper cheap. He's batting 4th for Colorado, and he's facing a crappy pitcher. He just hit a home run yesterday. He's probably in a couple weeks on DraftKings. He's probably going to be at least $1,000 more expensive if he stays in this if he stays in this cleanup spot for them. And so he would be my top option. After that, I do like the idea of spending all the way up for Adley Rutschman. I'm getting to some Real Muto, and then I'm even getting to a little bit of Stallings and Narvaez. But Hunter Goodman's my favorite, Rutschman number 2, and then Real Muto 3.
Okay. Cardi, anything you want to add or change there at catcher?
No, I mean, the bat has Hunter Goodman as the top catcher on the slate, even above Rutschman and Real Muto, just straight up points before you even consider how cheap he is. So I agree. He's the best guy here. I don't mind if you want to take shots on like a Yiner Diaz for some leverage off of Ryan at lower ownership, but otherwise I think TJ kind of covered it.
Okay. How about first base, Cardi?
First base has no clear option like I think catcher does. Bryce Harper is the guy you want if you can get up there. The Phillies are going to be the best team today. Harper's one of the best hitters on the team. Obviously, he's great. If you need to save some money, though, on the other side of the game is fine. And then both of the guys for Boston and Baltimore, I mentioned liking that game. Casas and O'Hearn are both going to be good options in the mid-range.
Yeah. TJ, anything you want to add there at first? You don't have to.
No, I will. We got the time. I have an even split 30% Ryan O'Hearn, Michael Toglia, Bryce Harper, and then I have 10% Tristan Casas. So 4 total guys in my pool, not playing any Walker France. Looking like I'm going to be pretty chalky with that take today. I'm debating just putting a single entry right now where I stack up Houston and Minnesota just to counteract the 20 lineups that I have that are do a little hedge. But if I'm choosing one, I actually think Toglia would probably be my favorite for tournaments. Obviously, Bryce Harper is, the cash guy. You got 40+% ownership today. But I think Toglia would probably be my favorite of the group for tournaments. And I really like O'Hearn too. So I guess Casas is a distant fourth for me, even though I really like him too.
Yeah. Okay. I want to get your thoughts at second base, TJ, but I did see this question from JB Yankees, which I like. Is leaving 2,000 on the table too much?
No.
No,
if you have correlation for it. Usually I would not do that. And to be clear, I'm not doing that. But on a 3-game slate, you can, I don't think it's crazy. As long as you have some correlation in your lineup, a stack that works. If a back half of a lineup is the highest scoring stack on the slate, you're going to win. Yeah. If assuming that's what you're doing. So I wouldn't do it just for the sake of playing random players to leave salary on the table. But if you have a stack that makes sense and it leaves that much salary on the table for a slate that's only 3 games, you can do it. It's not optimal, but it's different.
Right. Chris says Hoskins 7K on FanDuel. I don't know what position that was. I kind of assumed first, but I have no idea. Hoskins. It was first on FanDuel.
So that I believe he's playing a single game. He's slate with that one.
Yeah, that game's not on the FanDuel early slate. Maybe you're doing all day or the showdown.
Okay.
But I mean, we got the time. I'll take a look. That's Cincinnati, Milwaukee.
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Hoskins is Milwaukee. Relative to prices, I don't think I mind a little bit of Hoskins tonight for 7K. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry to put the brakes on the show there a little bit. Let's go to second base. TJ, what are you doing?
Hold on. I'm just double checking I actually really like that price tag for Rhys Hoskins today going up against the lefty. The way I like doing that on a FanDuel single game slate is pick somebody batting 6th like that at the MVP position and then load up the rest of your lineup with the guys earlier in the order and hope that they're the ones he's knocking home on base. And so I don't hate that strategy over on DK today or over on FanDuel single game at all, especially because Hoskins is going up Lodolo, who is good, but Hoskins has historically been a lefty masher. Have you heard that one yet this year, Cardi?
That is the first lefty masher.
Yeah, TJ.
I've heard all season. I did not miss them.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Anything else at second, TJ? Are you good?
Second, yeah. This is the place that I'm getting most different today. I have an absolute ton of Jackson Holiday. I love him. He's batting lower in the order, so nobody's really going there. Projecting for 5% ownership. This guy's a star in the making. I'm loading up on Jackson Holiday. I have 50%. And so that's going to be the biggest way that I get different today is I like my Baltimore stacks. There's some of them are going decently high owned, but right now Jordan Westburg is the highest projected second baseman today. He is my second, but I'm going to be most different by while the field's all playing Westburg, most of my stacks will have Holiday.
I love that call. All right, Cardi, your thoughts at second.
Yeah, Westberg's fine, but I don't see much difference between him and the Boston guys in this game, Bregman and Campbell. So I'd much rather just play one of those two at lower ownership if I could. Holiday, I think, definitely works, especially as a way to make the Baltimore stacks different. I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah. Okay. How about third base, Cardi?
Bregman also eligible at third if you're not playing him at second. Same thing with Westberg, although again, I mean, Westberg's a little cheaper, but I probably just prefer to get up to Bregman if you can. Rafael Devers, in theory, is a good play here because it's such a great spot for Boston. I really don't think he's right now. I think he's playing hurt. I think projections are going to be overrating him. I'm not thrilled about playing Devers. I'd probably rather get down to Bregman or Westberg or Ryan McMahon for Colorado. I think looks good today.
Okay. TJ, third base.
Only 4 likes away from Spidey Bum number 2. We'll get a third one at 100 likes. So keep smashing the like button for some home run picks. First one is Cedric Mullins at plus 900 on DraftKings. We got the next 2 coming up shortly. So keep smashing that like button. I like Ryan McMahon here as well, getting to a lot of him. Westberg, as we've mentioned. And then I'm kind of doing the same thing at third that I was doing at second with, hey, we're playing a lot of Westberg. Well, why don't I play the other Baltimore Oriole at the position? So Ramon Urias is a guy that I'm getting to a decent amount as well. No Paredes for me, but I am getting to a little bit of Bregman, a little bit of Devers, a little bit of Alec Boehm. Shout out to Devers, who finally got his first hit of the season.
Hey. Okay. The shortstop, TJ.
So Jackson Holiday has shortstop eligibility as well, getting to some of him here, but because this is a stronger position than second base, I am still getting to a lot of Ezekiel Tovar, a lot of Trevor Story, a lot of Trey Turner. Those are the only 4 guys in my pool. No Correa or Pena for me, and Jackson Holiday is going to be my highest own.
Okay. Cardi, your thoughts at short?
Turner and Tovar are the clear top guys. Story's not too far behind and looks like you'll get a little bit of an ownership discount on him. So I do like Story a lot today. Jackson Holiday, of course, in the Baltimore lineup. I don't mind if you want to play a Carlos Correa one-off and try to get some leverage. It's not like we have like the real elite shortstops on this slate that you can't afford to miss on. We don't have Bobby Witt. We don't have, Francisco Lindor. So I don't mind a little bit of Correa, but I think Story's my favorite guy. Price, projection, ownership, everything considered.
Yeah. That brings
Let's
us
go right into Spidey Bomb number 2 while we're still at the position, and just might as well say it. It is Jackson Holiday, my guy today for tournaments. He is, I don't know what, Cardi, I don't know if you can see his DK price. It's not available to me in where I live, only in Ontario here in Canada, but I see plus 1050 some places as high of, plus 800 on FanDuel, 950 on Bet365. So plus 1050 for Jackson Holiday is Spidey Bomb number 2. We're going with the Orioles today. Third one at 100 likes. We get just one of these. It's going to be a very profitable day with these odds.
Yeah, plus 900, plus 1050. That's what I like, TJ. Cardi, what are we doing in the old outfield?
Philly guys, of course, because they're the best today. Schwarber is the best outfielder on the slate. Easy enough to get to in most lineups, especially in cash. Max Kepler is a cheaper way to get some exposure there. Castellanos is fine. I really like the Colorado guys on the other side of it, though. You have Bretton Doyle. You have Michael Toglia. You have blanking Mickey Moniak on DraftKings, 2.1K. And
Nick Martini's super cheap too. Not that he's that good, but he's super cheap.
Who's that?
Nick Martini.
Oh yeah, Nick Martini. But I really like the Boston-Baltimore guys. Duran, Campbell, Kerstad, Dylan Carlson, Mullins, obviously. That's the game that I like the most today.
Okay. TJ, outfield.
Agreed with a lot of those plays that Cardi said. I'm getting to a lot of Kierstad, getting to a lot of Cedric Mullins, the Spidey Bum, and Tyler O'Neill. Even though it's a righty-righty matchup, I like him quite a bit as well. Schwarber, I was trying to get some more of him. I only got about 25-30% Kyle Schwarber, and I wanted more than that. I'm going with the Alvarez fade, and I'm loading up on Schwarber here in for spend ups. So I am still getting some Jarren Duran. Actually, now that I look, I'm getting is just as much Jarren Duran as Kyle Schwarber. So those are my two favorite spend ups. If I had to choose one, it'd be Schwarber. But then my favorite is the Baltimore guys in the mid range: Kierstad, Cedric Mullins, Tyler O'Neill, and if I really got to save salary, Dylan Carlson.
Okay, gentlemen, we have went around the horn. We like to give some home run calls. We've already got them there at the bottom: Cedric Mullins, Jackson Holiday. How many more likes till another Spidey bomb, TJ?
Spidey Bomb number 3 is 12 likes away. We only need 12 more likes for Spidey Bomb number 3.
I'm going to youtube.com right now. Going to pull up the old RotoGrinders. There's got to be an easier way to do it than this, right? I'm going to figure out how to give a like. TJ taught me how, so I'm going to make sure that happens. Cardi, favorite home run calls. I would like to know the Bats' favorite home run call. My favorite is Jackson Holiday at plus 1050. What is the Bats' favorite home run call?
Yeah, so for DFS purposes, Yordan Alvarez looks like the best option, and maybe a guy who's not even going to be like super out of control ownership wise for how good he is. Under the radar, a lot of the Rockies guys project well. I'll say Bretton Doyle as the guy that I like. And then on the betting side, pretty much anyone in this Boston-Baltimore game is showing really good value. Let me see who we have the best value on right now. Tristan Casas plus 750, Cedric Mullins plus 750. Both look strong.
Very good. TJ, I did my duty. I hit the like. I saw we're up to like 95. That's pretty close. It's pretty close.
97, pretty close, but not there. We got to
yet.
actually hit the number to get it up there, but we are close. So after a QQ or two, we probably should be there.
Okay, let's take a few questions, see what we've got. As always, I start in the RotoGrinders Discord. I should also make sure I do my promo read so I don't get fired. Here we go. Hey, if you're playing multiple DFS sports, and this is the time of year to do it, check out this sweet deal for limited time. Your first month of Combo Pro, $79.99. It's just $15 more than PGA Premium. It's only $5 more than NBA Premium. It also includes content from March Madness, Go Cougs, which, we may be running out of relevancy there for March Madness, but it does. It includes it. Okie dokie. In the Discord, there are no questions, but there are plenty of questions in the YouTube. So I'll scroll up a little and get some of those. TJ, if you're playing one entry in a 150-man high-stakes contest, what stack would you play? I would also add that if Cheese were answering this question, he would say, if you're playing one entry in a 150-man contest, you're already doing it wrong. He's a big believer in however many entries. Oh, unless he means there's 150 other people. He can't enter 150, can he? Is that what he's saying, TJ?
Either way, Baltimore.
Okay. The answer is Baltimore. If you are not playing single entry and you're only entering one, I think you're doing it wrong, according to Cheese. Is Sensatella in tournaments,
right? Like if you have some disposable income and all you're hoping for is a chance at 100K every day, then it's fun, right? Then it is what it is. So if you're just trying to, he says total people. So I still would probably go. I'd try and probably go Baltimore and Philadelphia in that lineup as my two teams that I'm targeting. Spend up to Schwarber and Harper, and then get different with some of these Baltimore players. We do have enough likes for Spidey Bum number 3. Might as well stick with our Orioles. Might as well go with another guy who's plus 900, Roth. Ryan O'Hearn to hit a home run today. So put Ryan O'Hearn, Cedric Mullins, Jackson Holiday. All we need is one of these Baltimore lefties to hit a bomb. And we're having a big day today. If we hit 2, it's a real big day. It's a real big day. If we hit all 3,
what if we round robin them?
Early.
What if we round robin it? Is that a thing, Cardi? Can we round robin these? Cardi's like, you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
You dummies.
No. I mean, hitting 1 is really tough. I mean, anytime you're going to put them together, you're hurting. But yeah, I mean, if all of your plays are positive expected value, parlaying them, round robining them, it adds more variance, but you're still going to have positive expected value.
Yeah, just make sure you do them on their own as well, because then as long as one does, it's like, hey, I made money today. And then if 2 or 3 do, that's when you can start getting excited. But as long as you do one at those odds, it's like, hey, at least I made money today. That's where we've been at for the Spidey bombs. I pick 2 or 3 every day. Oh, we haven't had more than one hit, but it's been like Michael Bush plus 650, Lars Nootbaar plus 800, and the one that is hit each day has like kind of at least doubled the unit, so we've been good to go.
I see that with Grant Neiford's home run calls. He does them on the scores and odds page or the MLB home run account. He does it, and he'll list 3 guys, and like last night 2 of them hit, and someone was like, "Oh man, we were so close." No. He hit 2 out of 3 home run calls. We weren't so close. We nailed it. These are guys at plus 400. You got 2 out of 3. That's not so close. That's winning. You don't have to parlay
especially if you do like the way I usually like to do it is like say whatever it is, a unit each on the singles.
Yeah.
Then I'll do the combo of the doubles at like half of a unit each. Then I'll do a combo of the triples at like a quarter of a unit each. Right. So still, as long as one of them hits, it's at worst breaking me even.
Yeah, I like it. Man, I want sports betting here in Texas. Diego says, hey, nice start by Ramon Urias to the season. Cardi, I think he's a sneaky play, 2,400 on FanDuel.
I mean, I like the game. I don't think a whole lot of Ramon Urias, but yeah, you can play him.
Yeah, okay. K-Town's Finest says, Cardi, is using Sensatella in tournaments crazy? Good outing the first time, not in course.
Yes to the crazy.
Okay.
I mean, it's a short slate. Like maybe something wild happens, but he's not very good. And he's such a low strikeout guy that even if he pitches well, like his ceiling isn't that high. I don't think he's viable.
Yeah. Stan says, TJ, pick 2 of Campbell, Holiday, Kepler, and Mullins. Holiday is in there 100%. So pick 1 of Campbell, Kepler, and Mullins.
Mullins is in there too. I would even consider Campbell over Holiday, but Mullins is the for sure, and then Holiday is my second favorite, but Campbell's a close third.
Okay. TJ, hey, on a normal slate, do you play guys against your pitcher? And if so, how many? I understand on a smaller slate, he says you have to. You don't have to, but you're more likely to. TJ, on a normal slate, let's say there's 8 games. Are you playing a hitter against your pitcher?
No. Anything more than 5, even 4 is like maybe sometimes I would play a hitter against my pitcher, but 5 plus I never would. And even on today's slate, I'm not at all. You can, especially if it's Yordan Alvarez against Joe Ryan. That would probably be my favorite one to do it with, but I am not doing any of that today. So you certainly don't have to. I never would on a bigger slate. On a smaller slate, you can, but don't have to.
Okay. Cardi, this is an interesting question from Mabs. At what point do we start looking at season-long data versus last season's data?
I mean, it's not an either-or decision.
It's like a sliding scale throughout.
Yeah, you're always using both, or at least you should be, or you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
The more data we get from this season, the more the sample size can be trusted. But what they did last year is always going to add to our accuracy when we're projecting the future.
Yep, love that. Best outfielder, Cardi, DKGPP, under 29 hundo. Pull up your price list. DK in the outfield, 2,900 or cheaper.
Let's take a look real quick. I want to say 29. Wow. Like Dylan Carlson or Mickey Moniak, I think are both the guys there.
Okay. Mab says, I bet more than half of the people watching this right now have no idea what Jerry Springer is.
That would be sad.
Everybody knows who Jerry is.
It also might be true.
Right, but we're all of a similar generation with within 10-ish years or so, whereas others maybe not. I got to interview him once when I was working in news, and this was, I don't know, 8 years ago, and he still had a flip phone, like a non-smartphone flip phone, and I was like, damn, that guy's cool.
Man, I respect that so much. I'm just like, no social media for me. I don't need the internet in the palm of my hand. I'm just present.
Yep.
If I'm so addicted to my phone that it would be very difficult for me to do. But every day I think, like, if both of my jobs weren't so wildly reliant on social media, I would love to just like try and escape for large periods of time.
Yeah. Do you have the little alert that pops up once a week and says how much time you averaged per day on your phone? Do you have
I
that?
don't think it's been doing that on my new phone since I got a new phone, but I did have that every Sunday.
Can you give me a rough estimate of what it showed? No judgment.
I mean, it would kind of depend on the season, but usually like 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at like 5 usually. Cardi, do you have this? And where are you at?
Say that one more time, please.
Do you have the thing that pops up on your phone once a week and says how much time you averaged on your phone each day throughout the week?
I do. Yeah, I never really look at it though.
Do you happen to know off the top of your head like where you stand on that? Okay.
No idea.
I've noticed over the last like year or so since I've been seeing it, it's just been creeping up. It was like 4 and then 4.5 and then 5 and then 5. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going in the wrong direction, man. All right, we got a couple more questions, then we'll bounce out of here. Cardi, stop. This is DK Cash. Stott Kepler or Westberg Moniak?
Westberg Moniak, but they're both viable.
Yeah. Okay. TJ Diego says FanDuel contest for the early games. I put Red Sox and Orioles players, the best pitcher. So we need one pitcher out of the 2 early games. So we lose the good pitchers in the good weather.
I would go Taijuan Walker.
Okay. Very good. Guess what? We did it. We answered the questions. We gave the plays. We talked life. I think we can bounce out of here. We do have another show later tonight. I assume it's only. Say what?
We got Grinders Live and NBA today for the like Grinders Live and Crunch Time for the full NBA slate tonight. Going back retro to NBA mode.
Love that. Honestly, I'm kind of excited to not have to talk 2 sports. Nobody really enjoys that. Okay, hey, we're gonna clear on out of here with that. So for TJ and for Cardi and for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes, guys. By the way, great job with the thumbs ups and the likes today. We got up over 100. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will catch you later on today. You have been crushed.